Y'all, what's good, my people? Mad shout out to all the people in the world tuning in. We're live. I just wanted to come here in the yard and kind of explain what I got going on for the academy here for teaching, right? Okay, guys, so this is it. This is the layout. The entrance is actually right here, right behind us, right? So that's my entrance. You're gonna pull and you're gonna go down this road. It's this fence line right here. Okay, see my rig parked over there. Just wanted to give you guys more of a visual of the yard and what we got laid out. So all our sponsors that want to participate in being somewhat sponsors or are helping donate, we want to put all their banners along our fence line. Okay, we got a really long fence line. When people enter, that they'll see all these banners. We got a sign that will be getting hung up right here, probably be a little bit bigger than that. We got an entrance that will be going up. Like, it's just the vision, guys. So all this I'm building myself. But I have a little bit of pipe here that we're going to be using as teaching. We are going to be building an awning coming off of this, right? So we're going to have a workstation right here. And then for my booth that I got right here, guys, like, I love this. This is one of my things that I enjoy the most, because when I was out there in the field years ago, we kind of had similar setup like this, and to me it was just a dream to have something like that, because I was working in the field all the time. It was outdoors, or they give us a little tiny pipeliner's hooch. Y'all know what I mean. But there was a time where they set a Connex next to a big old hooch, right? And I'll flash back to a picture of it. But we were out there in the field and I loved it, man. It was kind of like our own little dwelling kingdom. We hung Christmas lights in there, you know. We had a good old time. Now I have a stack of stuff here because I got a custom smoker that I'm going to build here, that I'm going to do probably like a raffle or a giveaway or some kind of like way to enter to win it. And then I got another big one back here that I'm going to be building for the academy, like a big smoker for the academy, because, you know, out here in Colorado, we love our smoked meats too as well, you know, like we love brisket and bark and all that. It's good, man. So that's the vision for that. I haven't built the awning off of this side either. We're going to do another awning coming off of this side, and we're going to have basically a workstation over there, a workstation here, and a workstation here. So this is where like my main people are going to be fabricating, is right here, that are going to be like working for me. So like the school will be going on, and then people will be working right next to the school. So the school will be able to witness people doing the work right here. And then also I have this little I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I built this little space here off of my Connex. And so I have a plasma room here with a bunch of cutting stuff like that. In the middle, where I have my Connex behind my truck right here, I have like all my stuff that I think is expensive and locked up. Beveling machines, torches and stuff like that, you know, all my rods and stuff. You know, I try to keep them out of the weather. I have my observation deck up here to kind of see when I got workshops or I got work flowing through the yard, to kind of be up there and observe. It was going to be a podcast room, still will be a podcast room, just not really. Now I do have a small fabrication room right here where I keep some of my hand tools, my positioners, some of my welding machines. Got a couple dirt bikes up in there. I don't know why I got them up in there. I think my son was riding them. But you know, we have a towel handler out here getting worked on right now, but I do have the skidster. We have some attachments for the skidster to pick up pipe, move the pipe. It's hands-on. We need the kids to learn how to run this equipment, so they're going to learn how to run telehandlers. They're going to learn how to run skidsters. They're going to learn how to run side booms. They're going to basically know how to run most of the industrial equipment that they're going to see out there in the field, that they're going to need to know how to run and to operate, right? And so next to my fabrication room, I have another awning that came off of this building that I built years ago. And this building right here is kind of the building that we're going to be turning into like an indoor kind of like fabrication area. Now we will have some booths in here, and I'm in the moment right now of cleaning and gutting it out and getting an air ventilation system in here. So it's coming. It's a lot of work, and I'm the only guy. I don't want to pay a bunch of people to do it because I want to do it. I get to thrive off of that, right? And so then I built myself my long hallway here, guys. I have this big long extended hallway between these. I haven't yet popped my garage doors in yet, but we are going to do some indoors, some garage indoors right here, you know, that lift up, so they have somewhat more of access, and we'll also do them on the other side as well. Now some of the kids are going to have engine drives. We're also going to have electric machines, and then of course this is the office that I've been putting up and building. So I've been trying to get it on the go, and I've been trying to fix it up. It's still a lot of work in progress, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not a carpenter, so I don't really like take credit for like a lot of the knowing how to do things. I'm just more of like all around guy. Well, I don't want to be, but I kind of have to be, where I just fix everything and I can do everything, right? And so you can see my door needs painted, my walls need, like, I'll show you guys the grunt of it. Like, I don't know how to drywall, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying, just patching it in. Some of the drywall was damaged, some of the floor was damaged, and so everything got pretty much ripped out and repaired in here, and replaced. Not everything, but a lot of it, a majority of it. And so some windows went in, still got to put a door there, and still got some more mudding and then some painting, and then I want to do my flooring in here, and then my lights got to go on. But you know, that's the realness of it. Just wanted to kind of showcase you guys and let you know, like, I'm out here, I'm building, I do not stop, and I will not stop. But my biggest thing that I want to tell you guys is I want to teach you and I want to educate you. But first of all, I want to show you, like, firsthand, like, the beginning stages of this, because I want to bring you on my journey. And for years I've brought you kind of on my journey, and I always told you that we're just getting started and we're years in the making. And this is what it looks like. This is years in the making. Like, what I got to say about all this is years in the making is you start off in your life and you don't have much, right? You're with mom and dad and you're living there and you got just a couple things, you know. Oh yeah, Denver National Steel stuff. You got a couple things, you know, you don't own very much, and then eventually you get a job and you buy a vehicle and you buy a house and you start furnishing your house, and then for your job you start furnishing your job, start buying all the equipment, you start buying all the tools, and next thing you know, you're pretty what I call skilled up and tooled up. You got the skills, you got the tools, now you're ready to really kind of launch a business. You know, that's kind of what happened to me. The pandemic hit and it catapulted me into really just kind of throwing my hands up and being like, all right, well, let's go after this business. And me and a good friend had teamed up, and at first it was just welding underneath trailers and welding on the side of apartment complex buildings, and then we both just ended up, boom, getting these big amazing contracts that were paying some really decent money, you know, and was worth chasing. Was better than the oil field, I'll tell you that. Now the oil field, I made good money. I made $250,000 in the oil field. That's great money, you know, to make $250,000 a year, and plus, you know, sometimes you'll see it break 300. But anyways, oh yeah, like, so I'm gonna graffiti the hell out of this, because that was always my thing. You guys saw me graffiti it when I was out in Brush years ago, when I first started teaching back in my first session in 2019. I'd tag my conics up. That was the coolest thing, I thought, and I did it myself, you know. This time we're gonna pay a bunch of professionals to come in here and do some amazing graffiti. Wait till you see what I got in my mind for the vision of the murals. But yeah, guys, this whole place right here is my playground to teach how to weld. So come on down to Weld County Academy. We're just getting started. If you want to sign up and just wait, the doors haven't officially opened yet, but we are gonna still teach, you know. Even though the doors haven't officially opened yet, it's because we're not taking on people that are from zero. You know, when the doors open, those are gonna be the kids straight coming out of high school that don't know nothing, that are looking for a career, that are looking for something to do. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to position you. I'm trying to position you to work, right? I ain't positioning you to teach you and set you up for success without a backup plan, right? So the plan is to get you in here and get you studying for the job you're gonna go take the test for. So I'm gonna have a list of jobs that you're gonna basically come in and test for and study for and try your hardest to learn how to pass these welding tests and learn the skills that you're gonna need to go onto that job. I don't wanna just teach people and send them on their way and say, good luck, here's the pipeline test. No, I wanna send people out there in the world saying, here's your job, go and pass that test, and I'm gonna say I have enough confidence that they're gonna go and they're gonna pass that test. You know, I'm not gonna take them out of my school until I know they can apply themselves on that job and pass that test. So that's what it's about. It's about setting these young kids up for a future that they need. Now, instructors, now that's a whole nother thing. I'm gonna be very, very selective when it comes to my welding instructors. In fact, I have 3 instructors that I want to bring on. I haven't told them, and they're just in the back of my mind. They're people I love, cherish, and admire, and think that they might be a good fit. And if you hit me up and you're looking for an instruction job for instructor, CWI, I might not be your guy, but I might be able to shoot you in a direction of somebody that needs a CWI. Other than that, guys, I got nothing but mad shout out. You always see me out here working hard a lot of the times. A lot of the times I'm really flossed out. You know, when I go and meet my clients, I like to dress up. But a lot of the time when I'm just working, you know, I hate to ruin my nice clothes because I've ruined all of them working out here. And after I watched that Netflix series, you know, my whole perspective on waste and material has changed, you know. So even it changed for my company how we deal with materials and waste. You know, I've seen a lot of people just consumers, you know, just consuming and consuming and consuming, and it's great. You know, I'm still getting hats made up. I'm just as guilty as you. I'm not pointing no fingers. You know, if I'm pointing it, I'm pointing it at myself. You know, I'm always evolving. I'm always changing. I myself kind of went on a diet and started exercising more in my life because, man, I'm in my 40s now. You know, I'm not trying to hit 42 and have a beer gut, guys. I'm not, and that's just me personally. I'm not. I don't want that. You know, I want my nice physique. I want to look good for myself, and it's just for myself. You know, if my wife benefits from it, you know. But other than that, guys, hit me up. Where's the sponsors? We're gonna put your flags and your banners along our fence. We're gonna represent everybody we can. We're looking for teammates. We're looking for donations. We're looking for all of it. And donations is not just money. Okay, guys, there's so much you can donate. Supplies and equipment, welding machines like that and stuff. So much. Now we have a lot of it. Beveling machines, torches. Like, we have an abundance of stuff already that I've accumulated throughout the years and that I've bought and purchased to start this school. But I want to bring you on the journey now. I don't want to wait no longer. I'm not going to wait till it's all picture perfect. I'm not going to wait till you see all the land being moved and the pads being poured. I'm just going to show you from here on out, and I'm going to show you as much as I can. Every day is another day. I'm doing something, but I have so much to showcase, guys. Like, it doesn't stop. And I want you guys to realize something. Life is precious, and the moment you tap into living for yourself and doing things for yourself and quit trying to please the world and the others, like, of course we still have to please the business people and our customers and our clients like that. Like, yeah, that's inevitable. Like, if you're running a business, then you have to be on top of pleasing your clients and your customers and being for them consistently. I'm a firm believer, like, treat those like you want to be treated. And so when people ghost me and treat me bad, I give it right back. Yo, it's only fair. And I do try to take the high road sometimes, but a lot of the times, you know, people do get the best of me. So even on my social media, when people are ripping me apart on some of my welds and stuff, it is hard for me to be humble at times. But at the same time, you know, I am humble. Like, I get it, guys. Like, I'm not perfect welder. I only do the best I can, and it got me where I am. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. I'm just saying I'm better than myself last year, and I'm better than myself 20 years ago. So that's the thing of life. You're just always trying to be better than you were last year, guys, or better than you ever were. So my advice is, like, we're all growing up and we're all getting older and we all had to start at zero, and we're all trying to be a hero, right? And we all want to influence and be these creators. Well, you can do anything you put your mind to. Like, I started off living in Bailey as just a little troublemaker, and look where I am now today. You know, mad shout out to all the people that said I'd never make it.